Lord of the Rings pre-release is in full swing. The hype is reaching the summit of Mount Doom, and players are more excited than I can remember in recent Magic history. But amidst all the craziness, price spikes, and insane community hype, it's important to remember that this is a Magic the Gathering set. So you should think about a couple things before YOLOing all in onto this product. Let's talk about it. It's been quite some time since we have seen the Magic the Gathering community all behind a single release. But Lord of the Rings Tales of Middle-earth seems to have everybody not only excited, but spending their hard-earned money on this soon-to-be-released exceptional Magic product. As you know, on this channel, I track every single sold listing of sealed product on TCG Player, and this set is smashing records. It is flying through the ceiling and all the way to the moon, and the collector box is definitely leading the way. But as I mentioned in the introduction, it's important to remember that this is a Magic the Gathering set release, and with all of that hype comes certain inevitabilities that will always remain true. So today, I want to talk about the set as whole. There are some things that seem to break these rules. We want to talk about that again. But then most importantly, I want to give my take as not a warning, but something to always think about before we purchase products, however you reach out there and get your cardboard. So let's start by talking about what happens with a normal Magic set release. Now, a normal Magic set release comes out, people get their boxes, people open them normally at pre-release or a little bit before pre-release. Listen, the Magic release policy is something it's a bit of a mystery at this moment, but people get their boxes around the same time, they open their boxes, and they dig for cardboard. And because of this, we see a couple things happen. Box prices normally trend downwards at release or shortly after, and this is because the boxes are now readily available. It's not only stores like MinMax Games and that are ultra super premium that can sell their boxes. And by the way, if you want to get guaranteed pre-orders, you can check out minmaxgames.com, and they lock in all the prices. It's the best game store. Listen, I love working with them. But it's not only those stores that can sell product. Every store that people visit has an opportunity to sell you product, and once that happens, people then don't necessarily covet the box as much. So, laws of supply and demand, the demand for the boxes go up because, Wizards of the Coast supply seems to remain high. And with that comes people opening their boxes and singles flooding the secondary market. This is a well-known fact for almost every Magic release in the history of mankind. As singles come out, they tend to trend towards a cheaper price as more boxes are open and more singles are available on the market. Again, there's that weird supply and demand thing. But when it comes to Lord of the Rings Tales of Middle-earth, there seems to be a couple things breaking these rules. So before we talk about what we should consider long-term with this product and before we spend our hard-earned money on it, let's talk about an area where this product might actually break a bit of those rules. In the collector box for Lord of the Rings, it seems like not only is there an insane sell-through rate, but there's a theorized number of boxes available online. At 250,000 assumed boxes, again, that's a rough estimate number floating around on the internet, and the crazy sell-through rate we are seeing, it's important to note that while most collector product comes out, sees a pretty large downward surge in price, and then comes back up, we might not see that happen with this collector product. Due to its insane popularity, the awesome pulls out of the box, and then the idea that people are collecting the regular full art, borderless, foil cards from this set because they are Lord of the Rings fans, we might not see a massive downward trend with this collector box. Now, there's the big theory that once the One Ring gets pulled, that the price of this will, well, let's just call it what it is, they think it will tank. I am on the other camp. I think there is enough juice left in these boxes, enough nostalgia, enough reason for people to open them, for them to maintain a certain price point. That is not to say when the One Ring gets pulled, we won't see a minor dip of people freaking out and saying, I don't want it anymore, I was only buying it to chase the One Ring. I disagree with that as it is, but there's nothing saying we won't see that. But the rest of the product is where I draw a little bit of concern, and that is mostly with the set booster box. Now, the set booster box has always been an interesting product with every release. Actually, regular enthusiasts like you and I almost always prefer the set booster box. According to sales data, for every Magic set that I have tracked up until Lord of the Rings, if a set booster box is available, well, not only is it the most sold, but it is the most vaunted as far as the comment section and people being excited to open a product. People love the list slot. People love opening more packs than just 12, and they love the affordability that the set box offers. Well, in Lord of the Rings, Tales of Middle-earth, we have pivoted away from that, and it's all about those crazy shiny collectors. But the set box is also seeing quite the uptick. And this is where my alarm bells in my head start to go off. And what I'm about to say is not founded in any I have insider wizard's knowledge. It is just a couple logical points that I have put together, gone to A to B to C to D. And as I go through them, I'd love to hear your thoughts about this conversation in the comment section on this video. But I truly think that the set box is something that has an amazing opportunity to come down to be extremely affordable. It's affordable for most game stores to get from distribution. I'm not allowed to expose that price, but they are making an okay margin on the set boxes they're selling right now, which, by the way, is a great thing. The fact that your local game store and mine can finally make a good margin on a Magic product is definitely not a bad thing. That's not something to complain about in the comment section. I think that's very good. But Wizards of the Coast has all but said before Lord of the Rings was even in pre-release that they anticipate this to be the most highly sought after Magic product in some time. With that being said, it harkens these thoughts of the last time they alluded to a highly anticipated Magic product. That would be Modern Horizons 2. Now, Modern Horizons 2 trended in a certain way where collector boxes came out, they spiked, the stuff inside was so good and we wanted it so bad that we bought up a ton of them. And they never really fully crashed in price. There was ups and downs and ebbs and flows in the secondary market, as there always is, but there was not some major crash as you saw with something like Dominaria Remastered. Well, if those principles hold true to Lord of the Rings Tales of Middle-earth, it's important to note that the set booster box and the draft booster box as well will be printed to oblivion. And stop! Do not put in the comment section, of course they're printed to oblivion, it's Wizards of the Coast. That's a good thing. This is the most popular product that we have seen in the TCG space in years. In years, there has been nothing more popular than this product so far. And if that's the case, I am okay with your game store and mine having boxes readily available at an affordable price, even if, yes, the singles and the secondary market come down substantially, because that means that enthusiasts like you and I, people who want to relive this set, who want to crack some packs, who maybe 6 months from now want to do a draft and live in that Lord of the Rings universe, can do that. And in fact, I have mentioned several times that the Lord of the Rings universe is something that is going to help this set in the long term, help us, maintain some of that nostalgic value and love. If I remember in post, I'll link that video here. But I would caution people who are thinking that because the collector box is selling through at such a high rate and we're seeing game stores are sold out, your game store, mine, heck, MinMax Games sold out of set boxes the day they put them available. That's right, they were sold out, people locked in an incredible price, and because of that, there's been some speculation. I want to say my stance on the matter is these set boxes and these draft boxes will be mass printed. They will be readily available. I personally am not going to YOLO in at a high price. I will wait for a second wave, a third wave, or anything like that, because I know I can revisit this product. And that being said, I think the set box is going to be something that is going to be not only fun, but it's going to have this engaging nature to revisit, I think is the best way to put it. Because, yes, you cannot find serialized soul rings. Yes, you cannot find the one-of-one ring in this box. However, you can find a lot of these box topper cards. You can find many of the full art scene cards that people are looking to collect and add to their binders and show off, heck, on shelves much like this one. Those are being more coveted than I thought we would see in the past. And as more people start to collect these, there will never be a problem where numbers go down where they're truly rare, but it could encourage more of our community to open up to the idea of, oh, I want to collect this. I'm not super concerned with the value on the secondary market. I just like to collect it. Heck, I am all in on that concept. As you see, I have been collecting player rewards promos and foil charms right here at Hometown TCG, not necessarily because of some weird expected uptick in value, but because there are things that make me happy. I think we're going to see a lot of that going on here. So again, it's important to know that this is going to be mass printed. With that being mass printed, the set box also comes the draft box. And the draft box, again, questionable for cracking packs, but the idea of being able to revisit this time where we're all so excited and play some limited Lord of the Rings in the future, or play some sealed, or however you want to experience gameplay through your draft box. And hey, if you haven't yet, check out the Rush format. It's kind of fun with a draft box, if I'm being completely honest. But I think that's going to hold a lot of nostalgic and emotional value as well, but that doesn't mean there's not going to be a ton of boxes on the secondary market and a ton available to regular enthusiasts, again, much like you and I. Now, there's been some rumblings about the Commander deck. Heck, Rudy had his Commander deck sale and it sold out like that. It wasn't as crazy as the collector box sale, that is the primary product for here, but even the commander decks have a ton of value and a ton of options in them, and I think this is an all-in-all amazing product, but it's important to remember that it will be mass printed. It's supposed to be a flagship product for a long time. We also know this because Wizards of the Coast is centering the Celebration of Magic coming on later this year and the holiday product all around Lord of the Rings. So they want this thing to go the distance. So before you go spend your hard-earned money on some of these products which we expect to be around for the long term, just know you don't have to pay a FOMO premium. You could be a bit patient if you're not willing to grab it now, and I believe it will be back again. This is all just my belief, but let me know, again, what you think about that thought process from A to B to C to D in the comments section below. We're on our way to 6K subs. If you haven't yet, smash that subscribe button, like this video, and if you could, most importantly, share this video on a social media platform, on your Discord server, on a Facebook group with your friend, a group of friends, anyone you think this conversation would be interesting, if they would have interest in this, because sharing this video is how we grow the community. Thank you all so much for hanging out. Until next time, you all know my name is Josh. I'm going to go reorganize my binder because I forgot a whole set when I put these in there last night. So very exciting afternoon for me. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.